Hi, welcome back to the Mental Wellness Symposium and Community Rally for our displaced federal workers here in Prince William County. We're at Veterans for Growing America in the Stonebridge Town Center in Woodbridge, Virginia. We're really excited. We appreciate the host. We've been having a ball all day. Food, music, drink, fun, you name it, we're doing it. I'm here. I'm joined with some mental health practitioners. It's a really important part of the programming because the mental anguish that the federal workers are experiencing, the DMV area broadly, but this is extending out across the entire country. One of the things we're seeing is the toll that it's having mentally on these people who woke up one day and no longer had a job, no longer had a career, no longer had an identity. So I'm here with Dr. Deskins and Pierre Larkin. I'm going to give them an opportunity to introduce themselves, but I first want to give a special shout out to you for your tremendous level of support, your commitment to this. It's been absolutely, I can't thank you enough. Thank you so much. It's been really, really significant in terms of making this a success and turning it into what it became. So thank you. But please introduce yourselves.
Hi, my name is Dr. Maya Deskins. I'm a clinical psychologist and a partner at Aurora Psychological Services. We specialize in veterans trauma, anxiety, depression, and psychological evaluations, including but not limited to ADHD evaluations, autism evaluations, as well as personality, cognitive, and behavioral evaluations to sort of better ascertain what is the underlying cause of the difficulty and how to best develop an appropriate treatment plan. This is my partner.
I'm Pierre Larkin. I'm the other partner of Aurora Psychological Services. I'm a life coach, and I'm also a consultant on veteran benefits to improve compensation and pension.
Fantastic. We're going to just dive right into it because I want to talk to you about a variety of components of this. But I want to begin with this. What emotional toll are you seeing most frequently among recently laid off federal workers? And how can we begin to create a space for healing?
The emotional toll that we are seeing, or that I am seeing directly, is a loss of stability, a loss of security, and the loss of part of their identity, whether it is a father whose identity is to protect and provide for his family, a mother whose job is to be able to nurture, but that she requires a certain compensation to be able to take care of their family, and then their identity of being a government employee, their identity of whatever their title was at work. And when that is taken away, and in some cases it has been sort of snatched immediately, there is no time to prepare, and the loss of who they believe they are. So one of the things that we are working on is to help people re-identify who they are outside of just their job, who they are as a person, hobbies, interests, faith, things that can help sustain and support them while they look for another avenue to gain financial stability.
You want to expound on it?
No, I think she covered it all. But people ought to know that there are resources out there that are available. They just got to know the right place to go,
Sure.
and who to contact.
Absolutely. What does trauma-informed care actually look like in practice, especially in the workforce and community setting?
Trauma-informed care can vary. There are certain empirically based theories, so to speak, like cognitive processing therapy, where you're sort of looking at the statistical probabilities to sort of reduce one's anxiety. But we also may see types of trauma-enforced therapy, like prolonged exposure, where we sort of reiterate the event, relive the event, and then work with the person through the trauma so that if they are extremely stimulated, they learn to work through it, decrease it, and learn coping strategies to reduce it. Trauma-informed care in the workplace setting can take on a different form because the employee may be traumatized by a supervisor, by a manager, by the environment. They may be, right now, we see trauma where they are afraid to go to work, literally walking to work and just wondering if they have a job that day. And that type of fear, that type of anxiety, that type of insecurity can create a response where the act of going to work increases one's anxiety, it increases one's depression. And so we have to look at what the individual person is addressing, what they are dealing with, and create an individualized program to work on if they're having flashbacks, if they're feeling more isolated, if their depression has lowered their mood, if they're experiencing mood lability, where one moment they're very anxious, they're very hyper, they're very active, and then they're down. And that's not the same as bipolar, it's completely different. But the mood lability of up and down, being able to connect with family. Because at times when one is going through something difficult, they may tend to isolate. But if you're isolating and withdrawing from friends and family, then that can create a distance in the dynamic of where your initial resources are. So it's very individualized. And so it always is encouraged, if you find yourself in these situations, to find a trauma specialist who can work with you on a program to address your individual needs.
And then finally, and I think this is important, when people, they've experienced significant levels of anxiety, the threats to their career, threats to their stability, threats to their identity. How can individuals maintain that sense of self-worth and self-identity amid this chaotic time in their lives?
Well, for me, especially dealing with the veterans community, is just to understand that they've already have tools within themselves that they learned from their service, and really dig in and utilize those tools. And in those tools comes backgrounds of experience, technical expertise, and owning that confidence, and to know that you're not in this alone. The other thing is that, again, I have to go back with resources. Know that for every federal employee that's unemployed, to know that in every state, they have workforce development sections that they can go to. They are looking for those federal employees that may have lost
State, the county, and the
state,
local level.
county,
Yeah.
local. No, they have departments that do workforce development. Go to them, because the states, just as much as the federal government are losing employees, the state have places for them, places where they have been looking to fulfill those spots. But again, the benefit for veterans or spouses of veterans or people who are in that environment, they have the prowess and the expertise. Lean on that. That hopelessness can be turned to hope easily by just digging in and using those tools that they already have. As a life coach, one of the things that as a life coach we do is we're not reinventing the wheel. We're just showing you how to utilize the tools that you already have. And in saying that, understand that those tools can also be keys to success. So
Excited. Listen, again, so glad, so happy, so thrilled to partner with you. Where can people find you? Give you contact information.
You can find us online at www.aurora, AURORA, psychologicalservices.com, or you can call us at 571-421-2964.
Fantastic. Thank you so much once again. Thank you for tuning in. We'll be back in just a minute to wrap things up. Thank you.